this video we're gonna talk about a simple ETL project using AWS and Python. So we will be storing data mostly in S3. So assume that you're working on an insurance or a banking project where you are getting a lot of different source system files. It could be 1 to 1000, depends. So we will get those data in the S3 path. So S3 will have multiple paths. It can be like you can create multiple directories under S3 and load the files to this S3. And from the S3 we can use a Lambda or we can use a glue to kind of load the data to MySQL. Lambda can be used to trigger the glue. Let's say in case if the file arrives at certain time, so Lambda can just check if the file is arriving, or if let's say we have to kind of manage the file before we ask the glue to process the file. So sometimes what happens is you need to validate the file, whether validation of the file in terms of the structure. So usually files will have headers and header. So doing a validation can be done using a Lambda, and Lambda usually can be run only like 15 minutes. So it's advisable to use Lambda for 15 minutes. So max of 15 minutes. So for smaller jobs, Lambda is good. So if you have to just validate one file or something, then you can use a Lambda. And once the Lambda is done, Lambda can ask glue to start doing the ETL processing. So glue will pick up the file, do the transformation and load it to a MySQL. So this is a simple ETL process which can be done on AWS. So similarly you can do for any cloud or any open source technologies. So just that we will be using instead of S3 we might be using a local directory. Instead of glue you can use a Python or Spark or whatever. Yeah, so it's pretty much the same ETL. We use it everywhere, just that the components will change.